subscribe. This is my review for Married to Medicine, LA, Season 1, Episode 3. The episode is entitled Jazzy's Dollhouse Brunch. So it starts off with Dr. Britton, and she's with her husband and kids, and it's all nice and cute and whatnot. Here's the thing. They're still trying to figure out a place to live. It's nice to see her around her family, but the issue is they're going to go back home to Florida soon, and her husband's at the point where he needs definite housing options here. Since it's agreed that she wants to work here, there's better opportunities for her job. She said that his job, he can work anywhere. So what we're trying to figure out is, A, what's kind of taking so long? And B, she finds out that he actually had places in mind. He kind of had a plan in his head of, this is where we need to live. This is where the housing market makes the most sense. And she's looking at him like this is the first time he's brought it up. Like, wait, so I've just kind of been looking at here, there, everywhere, not really knowing what to do, and you have a plan. And so right now, honestly, it seems a little minor. Seems a little minor. Yes, there's a lot of expensive places there. He wants something that can be somewhat comparable to what they have. They have this beautiful large home. I think it's like over seven bedrooms. But the places she was talking about in LA, that home will cost a couple of million. They're not trying to do all that because they can't do something like that. I appreciate the honesty and transparency on this show. It's nice in season 1 where people are just like, here's what's going on in my life, take it or leave it. Hope that continues. Now Asha is with her husband, and she's just kind of over the facts of what happened at the party. She wants to move forward, and the big thing wasn't about the party. That's small. Honestly, that's small, because bigger fish to fry has to do with her and her husband trying to have a baby. And he's open to it. When we first saw, and he made the comment about the money thing, we all were like, is it about the money, or are you just not sure you want to do it right now? Because that's okay too, but she's on a different timeline, so that will be a problem. It looks like he's more open to it than we thought or assumed he was. So cool. The doctor tells her that at this point, you just need to start going. Having sex, doing what you need to do to procreate. And of course, he's for that, because right now, medically, they both seem fine. Now we have Robert and Shanique. Oh yeah, and Robert actually hit me up on Twitter kind of last week and was like, oh, he likes my last video, is going to be watching. So cool. And obviously, he was like, just wants to see how my opinions change. So I'll definitely keep that in mind and be honest. That's not a problem over here. Now, here's the thing. I remember last week I said, it's weird. Someone's your friend and you don't give them the heads up. And my other thing was, yeah, but how she was reacting just seemed like a lot. As far as Asha with her husband's ex being there. And that's when this week comes into play. And Shanique is saying, hey! Again, Robert is friends with that woman. I'm sorry, I don't know her name. And they're good friends. So, of course, she's going to be there. And she knew that it could be an issue. And Shanique is saying that she did go and let Asha know that this woman was going to be there. Now, on social media, some people don't believe it. Some people feel like maybe she's just trying to cover herself, now because, because things went south, and so they're going to go back and forth with the blame game. honestly, on the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal. I can honestly believe that she brought it up and Asha was fine, or at the very least wasn't gonna show that she was bothered, like, oh, okay, whatever. And then once everyone's there making comments about it, then she's feeling like, wait a minute, what's going on here? That's what I think happened. I think that it wasn't, she wasn't in the best state of mind at the time, and people making a big deal out of it is what got her upset. Until I know otherwise, we're going to move forward, because next week, hopefully we just dead this. We get to the bottom of this and dead this, because it is tiring. That type of storyline will be tiring fast as a TV watcher. Dr. Noel, she's the jack of all trades. Dr. Noel kind of gives me this show's Dr. Jackie, which is a good thing. This shows Dr. Jackie that, she likes to stay calm and composed, but she's very honest. And I can see her playing that role for everyone in the show. She does different types of, I won't say medicine. Well, I guess, because she does like yoga therapy. So you can count that under physical therapy. She also can prescribe you the pills. She can also do, I guess if she wanted, lip fillers. We saw Botox. She had this patient who I believe was in a car accident, or in an accident. Let's just say in an accident. And she wants the pills. She's thinking that yoga is going to hurt because of the uncomfortable poses. And I guess done wrong, it can hurt. And with whatever injury she has, it could. But it seemed like it was working. You could see her hands shaking a lot. So her body's still clearly having maybe like nerve or just trauma from whatever accident she was in. But she was fun. She was a little kooky. And she felt a little bit better. And she didn't just need a pill to feel a little bit better, which is what matters. Because I agree with Dr. Noel, like, just taking that stuff to escape can be very dangerous. Now we see Imani. She's there with her husband, who's very concerned about her reaching out to her biological father. Because we find out that maybe she said last week, but we find out that he had drug issues in the past, which is now, we don't know if he's fully okay. We don't know if he's in remission. We just know that she does communicate with him through phone, text, calls, but she hasn't physically seen him since she was 11. And she wants to see her father. It's not like he's no longer alive. It's just that they lost touch because his addiction took over, and her mom was like, I guess it was like, pick a side. It's either you're going to be with us or you're going to be out there in the streets. He chose the streets or whatever. So she texted him, and she was essentially like, hey, hope all is well. I want to reach out so that we can reconnect and, meet up in person, as long as your schedule permits. And I felt bad because the way how she was doing that text, it was kind of like hey, I'm almost giving you an out just in case if you don't want to do it anyway. I know you're working. And I was like, oh, this is sad. And that was kind of his response. It was like, good to hear from you. I have to think it over. And you know what? I said fair. Because we don't know what type of state he's in right now. And the last thing we want to see is him not being his best version of himself and being around his daughter. That would be really bad. And I know that she's probably, strong enough to handle that, but it doesn't mean that she should have to. So we'll see how that goes. While all that's going on, Jazmin, and I know a lot of people, like I said online, they don't like Jazmin because they just kind of see her and they just kind of get a little ditzy, a little just like airy. And my thing is, I know that almost everyone who comes off that way, they have a story. They have a story. There's something else in the background. And when we hear Jazmin's story, I said, okay, I get it. I get it. House is beautiful though. House is beautiful. I'm not concerned about what her husband does. I'm not concerned about if the house looks like, 19 looks like a 2019 version of a 1980s Miami, kingpin or drug dealer house. That's not what I was thinking of. I was just thinking of, it is nice. And I was thinking of, what does her husband do? Because I said, wait, I don't think based on just that one job that would be enough. But apparently he's a owner of a practice. And I said, that practice must be franchised and doing well. Or must have like the celebrity clientele that can actually pay. Or rich people that can actually pay. So we're looking, and she has this Barbie themed party. And there was a lot of pink. There was a lot of white and pink. I said, this looks like it would be her style. I don't know her, but just based on what we saw so far, this looks like it will be her style. So I said, this is true to her. So cool. She's not trying to add anything different than what we're initially seeing. Cool. It's going to be interesting because of the seating arrangements of where Shanique is. As well as Asha. They're sitting across basically from each other. Hopefully they can be cordial. I already saw the episode, but I know. As people are coming in, everyone's looking at the house. Cool. Everyone's looking at the setup. Like, oh, this is a lot of pink. But they're like, it's Jazmin, so it fits her. And as more people coming along, Dr. Asha and Nicole, they're there. I'm sorry, it is just so. They're looking at the Bentley like, oh my god, oh my god. They go into the house like, what? And I didn't notice the pink accent lighting all throughout the house. I said, oh, this is okay. They Jazmin did that. And they're still trying to figure out what does her husband do? Because they've never met him before. I'm saying to myself, oh, so Jazmin is very smart. And a show like this, if your spouse is not 100% committed to the show or committed to being put out there, then don't do it. Don't do it, because it will make things very difficult, cause a lot of tension. We have the pleasantries. Normally, I would say the fake pleasantries, because we had Shanique and Asha go and hug, but they're being cordial and they are friends. So friends can fight and still be like, hey, how are you? And this is where you hear Jasmine's backstory. Her father is, I want to get this right. Jazmin's story, like I said, she is biracial. Her father's Persian, her mother's black, and the big, I guess we can call it an issue. The big issue is that she grew up in an area where it was kind of like a, oh hey girl, type of thing. And because a lot of us black people aren't biracial, sometimes it is kind of hard to see, oh, okay, so there's certain advantages you could get in the world because of your looks or racial ambiguousness. But there is that other side of, hey, if you mainly identify with black because you live in a primarily black household, and people are like, oh, you're white, or oh, you're not black, or oh, you're Asian, oh, you're whatever. It's like, yes, that's in there. That's a large percentage, but here's the other percentage. So I said, okay, we're getting some depth here. We're getting some depth here. They're supposed to dress like a Barbie, and I said these grown women are not gonna. Well, I didn't say all, but I was like, overall, these grown women are not gonna dress to really match a Barbie doll at this point. They're just gonna dress, what represents them. And I like that. I appreciate that. Asha sat down with, Dr. Britton, and Asha was very honest about how she was feeling when it came to her relationship, having a kid. I like that Dr. Britton put it out there. Hey, at the end of the day, if your husband has cold feet, he has cold feet. Because if he wants to have a child, he can do it on his salary. That is not the issue. And I'm glad that she said that because we were all thinking it, but we're like, okay, we're not having a baby for them, so we're just going to back off. But we see the other side of how Dr. Britton, she's been being very strong for her children and not crying and not breaking down and, just saying that she'll miss them, but she's from the armed forces and she also has a mother who didn't really show that type of emotion or what she would consider weakness. So she doesn't want to show that to her kids. When her mom did cry, but it's really because her mom didn't show emotion like that when her mom did cry, she felt really bad. And she felt like, there's something she could do to help her mom, or even in some cases that was her fault. But that's because her mom didn't show her how to properly process her emotions. Like even when she was crying, she kind of turned away from the camera so that they wouldn't see it. But there was 2 cameras, so they got it. They got her. But it was nice. It was nice. I said, okay, this is cool. Character development. Everyone sat down. And then this is where the truth came out. Dr. Noel put it out there that, hey, when you gave me the invite to this Barbie party, I did feel a certain way because I thought to myself, Barbie isn't the best representation for young girls because it's very unrealistic standards and also very European standards, which is true. Now it's changing, but all up until a certain point, that was the case, absolutely. And so she was saying that she modeled her, appearance and what she thought was beautiful as her mother. And the thing is that her daughter, unfortunately, from a young age started to have identity issues because she already felt a certain way about her looks or maybe her skin tone, hair texture. Daughter's beautiful, but again, it's about how you feel on the inside. Someone could say you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're smart. If you don't feel those things, you don't feel those things. And she's been working with her daughter to make her understand that, hey, this right here, what you got, that's it. That is the standard. And so she's just going to have to continue to perpetuate that. And so I get it that she felt like the vainness and the vapidness and the fact that Barbie doesn't look like the black girls made her feel like okay. And I respect that as grown women. They're grown black women. Their experience is different. And Dr. Imani also said the same thing. Her experience is different. She's a black woman, so the whole Barbie thing, that wasn't her sees. Now, we get to hear Jazmin's side. Dr. Britton, well, let's go with Dr. Britton. Dr. Britton was saying that she can relate to Jazmin a little bit more overall because of they're both biracial, and she understands that, she idolized her mother and the women in her family, and she saw them as beautiful. She saw their skin, their hair as beautiful, and it creates a little conflict with Dr. Noel because her experience was so different that she was just kind of like, I hear what you're saying, but no, that's when you get into the stage of discounting someone else's experience. So then that's when Asha jumped in and said, again, prepping for the brown and black girls growing up, having the world say European standards are the standard of beauty, it has a negative effect on women who look like her. That's it. And of course, Shanique can understand that because she's black, but she's a brown girl, and I'm sure growing up for certain things she felt a similar way. And then that's when Jazmin said, you know what, this is why I wanted to do the Barbie party. I wanted to have fun, but as grown women, all of our experiences with beauty and just how we feel about ourselves was different. And so that's when she starts to say how she even, she didn't look at herself as beautiful. She thought her mother's beautiful. She thought, her sister's skin tone was beautiful, and that's what she idolized, and that's what she wanted to be. But she had to eventually accept the fact that that's not going to happen for her. That's not going to happen for her, and she has to be happy and proud of the person that she is, and so she has to be her own Barbie, in a sense. And that's when they're like, okay, we get it. We get it, and we see you and support you. This isn't just some, bubbly, vapid girl that is shallow or anything. So then she has a runway, everyone's taking pictures, everyone's striking a pose, and it was nice. They all came together. And so that's when Shanique, Dr. Imani, and Dr. Britton, they went and sat down separately. Looked like they were having dinner or whatnot. And Dr. Imani was talking about this drink that made, what was it? Was it Isaac Hayes? Or hold on. Was it? Teddy Pendergrass. Okay, so she has this drink that makes her feel like she's drinking Anyway, that's not the important thing. The important thing is everyone feels like they understand Jazmin more and feel like she has more depth because they thought that, okay, she was a little airy. So now it's time to talk about her house. I said, what about her house? Dr. Imani said, it looks like a drug dealer's house. I was like, what does her husband do again? I said, oh no. We're going down this storyline. I said, oh. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh no. Let's not do this. But the important part in that whole conversation had to deal with the fact that Shanique said that she warned Asha about it. Like I said previously, she warned Asha. She let her know because she knew that it could be an issue. And she was surprised at the reaction once Asha got there to the party. And so that's when everyone at the table was looking at her thinking, yeah, that is weird because we were under the impression that you didn't let your friend know that her husband's ex would be there at the party. And so now they feel like this is weird. What's really going on? And I think we'll square it away next week. I hope they don't spend the last 5 minutes talking about it. I hope we just get this done and over with. And until then, you can check out my other videos. I'll have, oh gosh, I'm not doing Love and Hip Hop anymore. I'm over that. And people aren't watching those videos anyway. At least not for me. And you'll have the Haves and Have-Nots. And Loving You Is Wrong comes back. Tuesday and Wednesday it premieres. So Wednesday and Thursday is when you'll get the videos. Empire Star. And also check out my other channel, Romie Whispers ASMR. I'll have the links below. Thank you.